Hello and welcome to take 5, or it's maybe take 6 or 7 even, of me trying to film this podcast. I'll go into details at the end. For now, I'm just going to dive in with yarny content, because who knows, it might end up having to be a take 8, so yeah, let's just go for it. I have a finished object. I have, and there are two, finished pair of colour opportunity socks. This was the 2024 Sock Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. And what a roller coaster it was. I loved making these. I loved the cuff especially. It started with this cuff, which is not knitted this way. It is knitted in the round the leg, if that makes sense. So you made a long rectangle, and then that was joined with this I-cord. Two colour I-cord note, and then from there you added in the cuff working in the round, and the heel flap picked up like a traditional, worked like a traditional heel flap, and then there was a front flap for the upper foot, and then let's look at the right side. These two pieces were joined together to make the lower foot. And then the toe was done in the traditional way. Woo! I did not see that coming. It was a really unusual way to make a sock. For me, I loved the first half. Let me show you this way, don't I? I loved this. I found this bit a bit annoying. There was a lot of picking up stitches. I made quite a lot of errors actually on these bits. Is it showing up better on this my side? Yeah. I mucked up the yarn overs on some of the rows. Some of them I got right. I don't really know. I was kind of a bit... Oops, I'm dropping them on the floor. I was kind of a bit past it. Oh, don't grab him, doggy. You go to sleep. You go to sleep. A bit past it. And I didn't notice a lot of the time until later. This one, I think this was the first one, and I got them all correct until the last one. You can really see here. And I don't think it was the actual yarn overs, it was when I went to pick the yarn overs up on the following row that I mucked up. And I just did it once on this one and about 3 times on this one. So I was not about to frog and sort it. I was just, no, we're getting these knitted, they're going to get finished. So, yeah, I did enjoy the pattern, I did. I learned a lot. I love these welts. Really, really enjoyed knitting them. I love the effect this has. And I enjoyed the 2 colour garter stitch heel. It was fun to work this 2 colour I-cord edge. I enjoyed all that. And then I think I just got a bit fed up with the foot. But hey, I have finished socks. They're for me. I'm happy with them. I love the colours. The yarn was from, I have the ball band. I kept it all in my bag, which came from Stephen and Penelope itself. This is the pattern. I bought the pattern on Ravelry. I think you can buy it on stephenwest.com as well. So I went for a kit from Stephen and Penelope, and the yarn was from Twisted Ambitions Yarn, which is a US based company. I went for this one deliberately because I thought, when am I going to be able to try a US based yarn, just for the shipping being so much. And I went for something different, and I'm chuffed with that. I really like that. I'll show you what I have left. Not a lot. Actually, I don't even have the little pink bit. The pale pink is the colour I used most of. I used it, obviously the toe took up quite a lot. I used it around the cuff here as well. I felt it was the biggest contrast, which is why I used it most. Yeah. So the main colour, this is all I have left. And the other 2, not much less actually. And the pale pink is just a little, maybe about half of one of these. I haven't actually weighed them. I only finished them last night. I just finished them last night, and I have not. I'm all tangled. Not happy. I'll get to. I'm just a bit frazzled. The dog just wouldn't settle. Long story short. So, yeah, socks. I would recommend the pattern. Yeah, especially as the videos that come with it are quite lengthy and you will learn a lot. And maybe you're fine with knitting that way. I just found it a bit slow, a bit annoying. And I think that as I made mistakes, it kind of bugged me, but not enough to frog. But this bit, and I would be really interested actually in crocheting a pair of socks in this way, working in a rectangle. You could probably work even the cuff as part of your rectangle, and then just begin working like a top-down sock. I would be really, really interested in that, and I may well do that for my next sock design. Alright, let me grab a gulp. I have just some rooibos tea. I think it's Clipper. It is. And it's black today. I'm quite thirsty. It's quite muggy and hot outside. I'm not going to talk too much about the weather. It's been alright here though. Next thing sitting on my lap is a ball of black cotton. This is Hobby Rainbow, and it's their 8-4, and I need to cough, sorry. It's been chewed by the dog. This happened on one of the takes when I was trying to podcast. Anyway, this was sitting on my knee. It was on the floor, admittedly, in the room I was trying to podcast in before I decamped to here. Okay. Next I'll go with the project I started. I started this at the weekend. And it's in a beautiful box. This is the Zodiac collection. It's from Celia McWeedy. And the yarn is the mini skein set. Sorry, the dog's like, what is that crinkling? No, it's not for you. Sorry. Sleepy time for you. Yeah, it's just crinkling. I will try and stop the crinkling. So it's mini skeins, 20 gram mini skeins. Oh dear, how can I do this without crinkling? Oh, he's wandering off. Something's tickling my throat. So, these are the ones I haven't wound yet. Aren't the colours fab? So this is a 20 gram set. I think it is non-superwash merino. I think. I'll need to double check on that one. I don't think there's any nylon in. In fact, I do know that there's no nylon in. And I think, I don't have any other information. It was purchased at the Scottish Yarn Festival last September. Anyway, I have finally started working up something, and it is crochet. Oh, let me have another sip. I've still got a tickly throat. There, hopefully that's that. I have started working up a printer ink scarf. That way around. I started with pink. This is one of my own designs. It's on Ravelry and it's on my website, and it uses minis, 12 minis. I originally designed it in yarn from the Knitting Goddess, and the colourway for the 12 mini skeins was printer ink. And they weren't too dissimilar to this actually, slightly more muted. And I'll try and pop up a picture of the pattern. So this pattern is available. I published it in 2021, and it's quite a popular pattern of mine. It was pattern of the month last month, I think. And I just fancied working up another one of those in different yarn. And as I'm doing so, I am actually updating the PDF. So I will probably send that update live as I finish the scarf, and I might even add in some photos in the different colourway, because I think that could be quite interesting just to see how it looks, because it does look quite different. My next colour is going to be green. I'm going to add this green in next. And the colours do, every time there's a colour change, it goes like that. You do just a couple of rows in the new colour, then back to the old colour, and then back into the new colour. Exactly the same way that what was it called again? The Not So Granny wrap that I've just finished. That is how the colour changes worked on that. A little bit of the new, back to the old, and then onto the new for real. I like that colour change. It kind of, it's a bit softer, isn't it? But also more interesting. And the beauty of this one is that as those colours are carried up, if I take that one away, you can see you can just carry the colour up the side, and later there is a border worked around that, so that just gets tucked in and that'll be completely hidden. That'll be fine. So yes, I am, now that I finished the socks, I finished them last night, this is going to be one of my main projects and it'll work out really quickly. I did this on Sunday afternoon, I got that far. On Sunday afternoon I took some time out away from the socks and started something new. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook for that. Yay! So Celie McWheelie yarn. Can't wait to see them again at, that's Katie at Celie McWheelie. She has a little shop which specialises in spinning, hence the wheelie bit of her name. So she has a shop over, oh, is it Clackmannanshire, I want to say? Kirkcudbright? Begins with a K. I will double check and I'll put a link to her shop in the description. I haven't actually been. I follow Katie online. The shop looks beautiful. I will definitely go there one day. I'd love to go and see the colours. She does dye yarn as well, obviously. She dyes for spinners as well and sells spinning wheels, and I think there's a bit of teaching of spinning. I know that there are get-togethers with spinners. All looks like really good fun. So I look forward to seeing her stall, and she's always got spinning wheels out for folk to try as well at the festivals, so that's always a hit. And yes, the Scottish Yarn Festival is coming up very, very soon. Getting excited about it. It is 7th of September. Speaking of the Scottish Yarn Festival, just a quick update because I have designed a hat in Scottish Yarn Festival yarn. This is the Clan DK and it is gorgeous Shetland Cheviot blend, and it's currently at the testing and tech editing stage because I would love to have this pattern published and ready to launch on festival day itself. That seems appropriate time for it, and I'm just trying to be concise, getting it tested and tech edited kind of all in a oneer because I'd like to have it printed and be able to give away copies on the day like I did with my tea beanie in March there. So now that I have sussed printing, I am liking that as a way to hand out things at festivals, and I haven't done it yet, but I am going to be listing them on the website as well. So if anyone does prefer a paper copy rather than a printout, because it is nicely printed on quality paper, I am going to be adding those to the website. If you want one in the meantime, leave me a comment or you can email me. My email address is in the description too, and I will set up a PayPal and I'll be able to do that for you. Everything else, like I say, I know I am talking a little bit too fast, so if there's anything you're not picking up, I do try and put some of the words up on the screen, and everything else will be in the description. If you hit the little more ... that's where the description is. If you're not that familiar with YouTube, hit that just under the title of the video, more ... tap on that and that'll open up a big menu with all the details, links where appropriate as well. And I'm actually going to be, from this episode onwards, I'm actually going to be turning that into just a mini blog post. I will pop it down as a blog. I'll be able to embed the video in the blog, and that way you'll have a more permanent reference as well for if you ever want to check anything out. And it should be another way to bring traffic to my blog and to YouTube. Obviously I'm trying to grow the business, bring you more videos, etc. That is the plan going forward. Now, I don't have much to show you today. I have worked on my Battenberg, but a negligible amount since the last time. I'm not going to bring that in. And the only other thing is the Fair Isle jumper. The last day I had it on at the start of the video, and since then I worked on it a ton for a couple of days and then went back to my Stephen West socks. The Stephen West socks, I'm quite a slow knitter, so the Stephen West socks have taken up most of my time. However, the jumper is now split for the sleeves. We have, I did an extra few rounds, and I have done this much of the first sleeve. I am managing to work it on these small circulars. They are Knit Pro Cubits. I really, really like these to knit on. I'm going for 3mm needles for this 4-ply jumper weight Shetland yarn. And that's just quite a comfy little diameter. I have looked up, because I do prefer DPNs to circulars, I have looked up and found some cubits on, I think on Lovecrafts, and I need to order more yellow for my Battenberg blanket. And it's been years obviously since I first placed that order. I ordered 14 100-gram balls, and I now know that that's not going to be enough. So I'm just going to have to order some more. Hope the colourway is either identical or almost identical, with the squares in between. I think it should be okay, especially if I begin to blend the change, because I do have a ball, probably just under 2 balls left. I'm still not going to have enough to finish it, but enough, just under 2 balls, and I'll be able to, you know, mix the new and the old, and I don't think it'll show up too much unless it's glaringly obvious colour jump. In which case I may rethink and just do the last corner square a completely different colour. Anyway, I ended up talking about the Battenberg. I wasn't going to talk about the Battenberg, but I think I need to order from Lovecrafts. I might as well just order cubits from Lovecrafts as well. What I do with my, I don't know if this tip will work for others, but with knitting needles, it hasn't on these ones, but often the writing wears off, and it's almost worn off on this one. You can see the 0.0mm, but not the 3 at all. When that wears off, you then have to stick this through a little gauge checker to see what size it is. But what I like to do with my double pointeds, and this makes it a really easy way for me to find the ones I need, is for each size I go for a completely different, maybe not necessarily brand, because some brands have different types within the brand, but completely different like material or type. So all of my 2.25s, which is what I worked my socks on, for example, all of my 2.25s are, got a crochet hook in the mix here, yay, crochet forever. These are the Leica Driftwood DPNs. They are 2.25mm, and I went for 2 sets, so I buy 2 sets the same, because I do often work 2 socks at a time or need more. So all my 2.25s are Leica Driftwoods. I know that all my 3.5s are Knit Pro Symphonies. That's the ones that have got the sort of green, blue, red twist going on around them. Not really a twist in them, sort of marbling. They've got a marbling look to them. I know that my 2.75s are all, is it Knit Pro Gingers? I think it is Knit Pro Gingers, not my hand, not these ones. So I'm going to go for some 3mm, and I'm going to make them Knit Pro Cubits. And then it just means when I'm picking them out for a project, I'm not peering and trying to work out what sizes they are and maybe getting one wrong one. I can very quickly grab the ones I need, and they sit nicely in a set, and they look nice in my little tin. It's the small things, right? Anyway, that tip may work for you. I do know a lot of people buy like sets where you've got the whole lot anyway, so that's an option as well, and it's often slightly cheaper, and then you get a nice little case to keep them all in. I just have mine sitting in a pot. I think it's a pot. Jar. Container. And that works for me. Right, I'm going to grab another sip of tea. I'm sorry if I'm talking way too fast today. I had another coffee at lunchtime. I was out for lunch today. We have a new cafe in town. It's one, they've taken over an existing cafe, and it's new to us. We went today. It was really good. It's called Sweet Nick's, if you are local, and I would thoroughly enjoy it. I had a falafel panini with hummus and crunchy vegetables, I think it was, and it came with a little bit of salad, some crisps, and I had a flat white with oat milk, and it's just given me a bit of a buzz. So I'm possibly talking that little bit too fast. So back to the jumper. I've got a few more things to say about it. So I've split. My friend Sue gave me the top tip. This is my friend Sue, who I know in person from craft group, and she gave me the top tip to, once you've split, do a little bit around the body. So I did until I ran out of yarn, because this yellow is actually on a cone, and I'm winding it into balls about 80 to 100 grams, something like that. I'm not actually weighing them, just roughly. When it gets about this sort of size, a bit bigger than a tennis ball, I am just snapping, and I'll just have joins. I know that easier, I think, than having it on a cone, and it also makes it more portable. A cone isn't that portable. So when the yarn ran out around the body, I just stopped, and Sue recommended doing the sleeves, because as you work sleeves, this would apply to crochet or knitting, you're going round and round, and you have to keep picking up the jumper, and if you've done the whole jumper, it is obviously heavy, and you're picking it up and it's twisting. You have to keep going round. So Sue recommended getting the sleeves done. Also the sleeve, I mean, everyone calls it Sleeve Island, don't they? You can't get stuck on them forever. So get the sleeves done, and then you're onto the body. And when you do that, you can just tuck them inside so they're not getting in the way, and you've got the body to do. I like that idea. It's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on the crochet. Crochet is next. I'll probably finish that scarf in a few days. It's very quick to work up. You're using a larger needle than you would for that yarn, and it's a quick repeat that I now have in my head. So I'm going to dedicate a bit of time to that crochet project, and I will maybe make this my evening project, because I'm just going round and round, needing to decrease every 11th row, something like that. So yes, this will be ready for the autumn. Won't it be cool? Well, it'll be warm. It will be warm. I really, really like it. Yay. Happy with that. So I think that is all my yarny content. So what happened, I didn't want to repel viewers at the start by rambling too much about why it had taken me so many attempts. So the dog had been awake for 3 or 4 hours. I knew he was tired. I popped him in his crate, which is in the middle of our living room at the minute. I got everything set up through the house. I'm sitting there, got it all good to go, all my projects out. And he was howling because he got overtired and couldn't quite switch off. And I'm like, shh, go to sleep. I went back through to him a couple of times and said, come on, sleepy time, go to sleep. And he'd settled down for a moment or two, and then, he was howling again. So I gave up on that. Moved everything through here, started the podcast, and then realised he'd disappeared. First I thought he was quiet, and then I realised that's when he grabbed that ball of black yarn, and then I started recording again, and then my son and my niece came round for some juice, and they'd been at the play park and they were heading off to another play park, so we stopped. Of course the dog's awake again, he'd only just settled, and took so many attempts. Anyway, I got it done. Don't have too much to share with you, other than the wee updates. More knitting than crochet. So it is at the minute. I am going to crochet, and then I'll get back to the knitting after that. So hope you are all well. I hope you have enjoyed my frantic ramblings. Let me know what you've been working on as you've been trying to follow along what I'm saying. I do love reading those comments, although I have not replied to the last ones. I shall do that before I hit live on this one. It's just been a kind of busy few weeks, really. I've been working hard getting this pattern finished, writing that up, and working on some blog posts as well. I've got a blog post coming out all about the Scottish Yarn Festival yarn, so that'll be going out as an email to my list. If you're on that, you'll get that automatically, and I will be turning it into a blog post as well. Yeah, because I really do love this yarn. I really like it. So I've been working on that, and my husband finishes work tomorrow. We've got 2 weeks off, so I'm trying to get kind of over the last couple of weeks I've been trying to get business side of things moving forward, so that I'm not working on that while he's on holiday. So that's why I've been working into the future on blog posts and emails and things, so that they are all automated, good to go, and we can enjoy a couple of weeks break, which will be good. Hopefully there'll be a yarn shop or two on the horizon, and yay. I don't think we have any solid plans yet. We'll see how the weather is, see what we get up to. We've obviously got the puppy, so nothing too exciting, but might get a day trip here or there, which would be lovely. So I think I'm going to finish off, and I shall catch you guys again in it might be 3 weeks, because 2 weeks he would still be on holiday, so unless the weather is proper minging and we're really not doing much, I am not likely to podcast in 2 weeks time, so it'll probably be 3 weeks time. And does that take us? That takes us almost to the festival, I think. So, yay, that is exciting. And yeah, like I've done in past years, I shall do a festival special as well. They have been some of my most popular videos here on YouTube, so I shall definitely be shouting out about that. So I think I've said, kind of wound up now a few times. The coffee is beginning to wear off. I shall drink my tea, I shall get editing, and this is Thursday the 7th? 8th, Thursday the 8th. I normally send the videos live Friday at some point, so I shall get on with that, and it shall go out tomorrow, and I wish you all a happy Friday if you're watching on Friday, or whenever it is you catch up with this one. I'm beginning to really ramble, so I'm definitely going.